Record. All right.
Good afternoon, Dr. Brady and Mrs. Elliott Bryan. Thank you for meeting with me today. I will be presenting the result of our ninth grade literature skills assessment. My goal is for us to review the assessment data, identify strengths and weaknesses, and determine a literacy focus based on the evidence.
Thank you, Mrs. Harvey. Since I completed the reading pathway training, I'm interested in seeing whether there are underlying literacy skills influencing students' performance.
I'm looking forward to seeing the results because some of what I observe in the classroom may be reflected in the data.
Thank you, Ms. Elliott and Ms. Bryan. Students entered the unit with an overall average of 61%. Reading comprehension was 68%. Academic vocabulary and context clues was 49%. Literacy analysis was 65%. Theme and author's purpose was 63%, and textual evidence was 61%.
Okay, just before we move on, we need to see the PowerPoint. Let me go ahead and give you the screen with the PowerPoint, okay?
Oh, money.
Jesus.
Okay, you can go ahead, Mrs. Harvey.
Money.
The screen.
The vocabulary score immediately stands out.
No, before we go there, she has to go through the PowerPoint. Can you see the PowerPoint, Miss Harvey?
No, not seeing the PowerPoint.
You're seeing it now?
Okay, it's a bit challenging to read on this.
You're seeing it now?
Hold on. Okay, could you click on?
Yeah, you see, it is right there.
Ninth grade literature needs assessment.
Yes. Continue. You want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Mommy.
So the purpose of the needs assessment is to analyze data, identify strengths and weaknesses, and determine literacy focus.
Okay. Okay.
Reading, 68%. Vocabulary, 49%. Literacy analysis, 65%. Theme, 63%. And I'm not.
I think that's textual evidence, 61%.
Yeah, overall 61%. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, the post-test results. Reading, 81%. Vocabulary, 64%. Literacy analysis, 79%. Theme, 78%. Textual evidence, 76%. Overall, 76%.
Okay.
Okay, analysis of reading comprehension, the strongest area grew from 68% to 81%. Analysis of literacy improved from 65% to 79%. Analysis of theme and author's purpose improved from 63% to 78%. Analysis of textual evidence improved from 61% to 76%. And analysis of academic vocabulary, lowest area 49% to 64%.
Oh.
Analysis of textual evidence improved from 61%.
So this is the vocabulary skills breakdown, where it shows that there's a context clue of 58%, roots 61%, and academic vocabulary 63%.
Okay, Ms. Brady.
All right, let me move on. So strengths, that's the next one.
Strengths versus needs. Strengths, reading, literacy analysis, theme evidence, needs, vocabulary.
Okay, so now we can go back because you've gone through that. So you could go back to reviewing the pre-test results.
Yeah. Okay, so students entered the unit with an overall average of 61%. Reading comprehension was 68%. Academic vocabulary and context clues was 49%. Literacy analysis was 65%. Theme and author's purpose was 63%, and textual evidence was 61%.
Miss
Miss
Brian.
Brian,
Well lost.
the vocab.
She wants you to respond, Miss Brian.
Your response on the reviewing the pretest results.
Oh man.
The vocabulary score.
I think she wanted to talk about the vocabulary score
that I just presented, yeah.
My bad. The vocabulary score immediately stands out. 49% is significantly lower than the other categories.
I want to agree, but let's not jump to conclusion until we review all of the data.
Okay,
so can you tell us about the post-test results, please?
Okay, the post-test results. The post-assessment average increased to 76%. Reading comprehension increased to 81%. Literacy analysis to 79%. Theme and author's purpose to 78%. Textual evidence to 76%. And academic vocabulary and context clues increased to 64%.
Those are impressive gains.
Yes. The overall growth demonstrate successful instructions. So can we talk about reading comprehension?
Yes, we look at the reading comprehension. Reading comprehension increased from 68% to 81%.
That appears to me to be strength.
Yes, of course, Dr. Brady, that's
strength. That I will agree with. I would not identify comprehension as our greatest concern, though.
No. Not at all.
Yeah.
Right. We look at the discussion of the literacy analysis. Literacy analysis increased from 65% to 79%.
Students appear more confident analyzing literature.
Yes, and I see here that this is approaching proficiency, which is good, you know.
Very good, yes. Yeah. Now we will look at the theme and author's purpose. The theme and author's purpose increased from 63% to 78%.
And here goes. Students are improving significantly in
Significantly,
this
Miss
area.
Brian.
Yes,
Yes,
I definitely agree with this one.
yes. Discussion of textual evidence. Textual evidence increased from 61% to 76%.
Students are becoming stronger at supporting answers with evidence.
Yes, we can see that based on the improvement in the
Yes,
scores.
and this is another area that is showing healthy growth because when a student can give you textual evidence, it means that the learning is solid, because they can say, okay, based on this part of the text. So yes, this is healthy growth.
Yes, we can see the progress, see it progressing. Now we'll take a look at the academic vocabulary and context clues, which increased from 49% to 64%, but remained the lowest area before and after instructions.
And I say this is where I disagree, but slightly. Vocabulary improved by 15 points, just like several other standards. Why should it become our primary focus?
Mrs. Bryan, that's a valid question. However, even after growth, you can see that it remains significantly lower than the other standards, whereby let me go back and see if because I wrote my notes down. It went from vocabulary went from 49 to 64%. So basically it is the lowest of all,
Yeah, I would agree with that, Mrs. Dr. Brady.
Wonder if
Yeah.
comprehension is actually the issue because students still struggle with complex texts.
Okay, so through reading the pathway training, because as I said before, I've gone through the pathway training, I learned that vocabulary often drives comprehension. Because if the students understand the meaning of the words, that help comprehension a lot. So if they can't understand the words in a text, then it's gonna affect comprehension because when you
Exactly.
don't know the meaning of the words, then when you know the meaning of words, it boosts comprehension. So that's where my thought lies with the whole
Yes,
thing.
I fully agree with you, Dr. Brady. So we're going to take a look now. Let us examine the vocabulary breakdown. Students scored 58% on context clues, 60% on multiple meaning words, 61% on Greek and Latin roots, and 63% on academic vocabulary.
Looking at the data that way, I can see that multiple vocabulary skills remain weak.
Yes, when we single out the data and look at it in depth, then we can see that.
Yes, so you see now you're getting to understand that definitely vocabulary is a problem because and you see when we put vocabulary in context, when the students understand vocabulary, the meaning of the words, it makes everything. So now I think we need to work towards a consensus which of these we are going to decide on. Mrs. Harvey, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Brady. Looking at all 5 standards, which area appears to have the greatest need? That's my question to you.
Um, Initially, I thought comprehension should be our focus. However, the data shows that reading comprehension is actually one of our strengths.
Yes.
I agree because as I said before, vocabulary remains the lowest performing area and maybe impacting other literacy skills. Because again, if you don't know the meaning of the words, it's gonna affect everything else. So yes.
And after reviewing all of the evidence, I agree that vocabulary appears to be the root issue.
Okay, so now, so let us establish our focus, Mrs. Harvey.
Okay, Dr. Brady. I recommend that our literacy focus be academic vocabulary development and context clues, strategies. What do you think?
I support that recommendation, because when I did the reading pathway, we focused a lot on vocabulary development. And, if we go along that path, because I believe that if we, put measures in place that should help the students, to be better able to comprehend and to do all the others like because reading, literacy, analysis, and all of those other things are built on vocabulary.
Vocabulary.
So the vocabulary is the background. What you say, Miss Brian?
Yes, I support it as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Very much
So
so.
the
Yeah.
consensus is we're going to focus on the vocabulary development.
Development. Yeah.
Okay. So,
Mhm.
Okay.
Mrs. Harvey, what you need to do, after this meeting, then you need to reach out to us and let us know, how we're gonna meet, when we're gonna meet again, so we can work on, strategies for the
For
vocabulary.
the vocabulary. Okay, Dr. Brian, Dr. Brady, sorry. I will definitely do that. Yeah. And very soon too, we need to get this on moving. We need to get it moving.
It was an interesting meeting, and I'm glad that I could be in attendance.
I thank you
Yes,
very
thank
much, Dr. Brady and Mrs. Bryan. Thank you very much. And I hope we
you.
meet again very soon so we can finalize our decisions on the strategies that we will move forward with.
Definitely. All right.
Thank you, guys.